Hello, everybody, and welcome to the People First podcast. Today, we have a very special interview with a photographer called Louise, who we worked with at the Portraits of Our Time exhibition. We wanted to find out more about the project and ask her about her job as a photographer. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you very much for having me, Luke.
And a massive welcome to Jeanine. We're also speaking to her from Bradford Council.
Can you introduce yourself and what the job is?
So, hello, I'm Louise Rayner. I am a photographer. I have been a photographer for about 30 years. I started when I was 16, and I take many pictures of many different people in different situations.
So I'm Jeanine Willoughby. I work for the Bradford Council, but also for the Bradford Care Association. And I've worked in the social care sector for well over 10 years now, but in different ways, mainly managing projects.
Can you tell us little bit more about the Portraits before our time projects?
So, the Portraits of Our Time project started in Elderthorpe Care Home, which is where my mum is a resident. And it started about 2 years ago. I had a conversation with Joanne, who owns the home, who wanted to be, she's very passionate about people's stories, and she has a lot of residents who have very interesting lives and very interesting stories. And she wanted to come up with an idea where we could celebrate these people. And because my mum was in the care home, I thought, and I'm a photographer, I thought what a lovely idea to be able to take a picture of these people, but also have something that reflects what they've done in their lives. So it meant holding something that was significant, either from a job or something that was important to them, something from the past or something from the present that they're really proud of. And so we started to work on that at Elderthorpe, and that was 2 years ago. And then Bradford Care Association saw this project and decided it would be a good idea to carry it on across Bradford as part of their creative health incentive last year.
When or other places did you visit to take photos?
So altogether, I went to 7 places across Bradford, and no, in fact, it was 6 places. I think, I can't remember. I think it was 6. So I went to various different care homes, and I went to a dementia group for over 55s. Who they came and just met at one place. So I went there and photographed them. I went to a community centre and photographed some ladies there who met once a week. And then, of course, I came to People First and photographed some people from here.
Oh, where can people go and visit the portraits for our team pictures?
At the moment, they are all on exhibition at the Bradford Industrial Museum, and they are going to be on show there until the end of March. Now, the Bradford Industrial Museum is free to the public. I think it's only closed on a Monday, so don't take a trip on a Monday. But any other day you can go, it's free to visit, and you'll see them in the cafe area.
Why was it important to include adults with learning disabilities in this project?
So the project that I was working on at the Bradford Care Association was funded by Bradford 2025 UK City of Culture. And when we found out about the project that Louise had been working on with Elderthorpe, and we thought, oh great, we'd love to expand this across Bradford, we also knew that we didn't just want it to be older people and care homes. We wanted it to reflect the full care sector across Bradford and the people of Bradford, which is why we went into community groups. We wanted to take pictures of older people, but also working age adults. So that included people such as those who work here at People First as well. And we just felt it was a really good opportunity to include everybody who is part of the sector that we call social care.
Did you attend the launch of event for the project? What is the set full?
Thank you, Sarah. So we both attended the launch event, didn't we?
We did.
And not only did we attend it, we were part of putting it together. So we were there very early that day. We'd been there quite a few times the weeks before. Louise, you'd spent a lot of time that Monday setting up and making sure that the photographs looked good in the exhibition. Was it successful? We think it was. Luke has mentioned about the number of people there. We didn't know what to expect. We heard that 100 people had said they might attend. Now, normally for events, you expect only half the people to turn up. So we thought we might have about 50 if we were lucky. But we actually had more like 200 people attend. And it was a lovely buzz in the air. The Deputy Lord Mayor and her consort were there to do a ribbon cutting, which was fantastic. Everybody who did the speeches had a lot of good stuff to say about it. So from my point of view as the project manager, I was really, really happy. But Louise, it'd be really interesting to, as the photographer, tell us about your reflections as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, from my point of view, as a photographer, an exhibition is one of the best things that you can ever have. So for me to walk into that room and see all of those people looking at those portraits that I'd taken was a very proud moment. And so I think it was very successful. And it was really lovely to be able to speak to so many people who had photographed that came on the day. That's what really surprised me, that so many people that were in the pictures were there with me to celebrate. And that was lovely, that I was able to go around and chat to so many people. And then obviously I had quite a lot of my family were there as well, which, you know, was lovely from a photography point of view. So for me, it was definitely a big success.
What has been the best part of work on the projects?
Yeah, so for me, I've really enjoyed all the connections that have been made via the project. So without this project, I wouldn't have met Louise. Without this project, I wouldn't be sat here in this podcast. I wouldn't know about People First. So for me, it's been about making connections with all the participants, which I've just loved. That's been the best bit for me.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely mine has definitely been the connection to the different groups. Like Jeanine said, I would never have met Bradford Care Association. I would never have met any of you guys. So for me, it was definitely connection, but it was also being able to tell people's stories and to be able to listen to people's stories. And everybody has a really important story. And it was so lovely that everybody had something different to say. And I was able to talk to quite a lot of people and just be able to celebrate people and show these people that they're visible, and that especially people in care homes, that they're still their stories still matter. So I think that's been really important to me as well.
And on the day, I just like to add that it was very well received. It was.
You got any famous actress who come in to see it?
Any famous people coming to see it?
See it.
Ooh. I mean, the Deputy Lord Mayor, she was very...
She was fantastic.
Yes, and
Yeah.
she absolutely loved the project.
Yeah.
She really did really enjoy
I
it.
caught her speech a
Did
bit.
you?
It just blew me away.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
wow.
very inspiring, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she
And
was.
especially because she had a caring background. She'd worked in
Oh,
care before,
She
so...
did, yeah.
Yeah,
That helps. That really brings it out.
Yeah,
yes.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was genuine.
So, I mean, the Telegraph and Argus, which is the local paper, they got in touch. So they've done an article, but then they wanted to do an article about me. So the photographer came to the exhibition and took some pictures of me next to the portraits.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just waiting for that to be in the paper. But that was really good.
Yeah.
But I don't think, apart from that, no more famous people, I don't think.
Not yet.
Not
but
yet.
you never say never.
No.
Never give up.
Never give
No,
up.
absolutely.
What work do you both do outside of the project?
To go first.
So I work as a photographer and I go into... So if I think about last year, I went into quite a lot of schools and I photograph schools for websites. I go and photograph events. I go to local businesses, hairdressers, that kind of thing, to photograph for their website. I also am teaching people how to use their phone to do photography because it's a very powerful camera and it's very good, and people don't know how to use the phone to take pictures necessarily. And also I do walks. So we go on walks and teach people how to be a bit more mindful with their photography and slow down and notice things that they might not notice.
That's very, very important.
It is, Luke, yes, especially these days.
Yeah, it is. I do a completely different role outside of this project. So, to be honest with you, Luke, this project was my escape in a way. So, I work in a role across West Yorkshire, coordinating the local authorities in supporting people who've moved to this country to work in the social care sector, but through no fault of their own, they no longer have an employer, so they're looking for further employment. So it's a big issue at the moment, and all the local authorities are doing a fantastic job to try and help people find work in our sector. So that's my other hat, if you like.
Well, that's a very interesting view of it, Jeanine. I might never have thought of that. Well done.
Thank you.
What inspired you to come a photographer?
So what inspired me was I was always really creative as a child, but I couldn't draw very well or paint very well. And when I was 16, my dad gave me his old camera, and that just meant that I had a way to be creative without actually drawing anything. And it was my way of being able to reflect on the world and record the world. And so I just fell in love with photography when I was 16, and then that's all. I've just had a camera ever since.
That is all the time we have for today. We'd like to say thank you again to Louise and Jeanine on the show to take about portraits for our time. Do you have anything else you like to add before we end the show?
Well, I'd like to add that for all of the work that myself and Louise did on the project, it just simply couldn't have happened without the people being enthusiastic about having their photographs taken, selecting an object to having the photograph, and feeling comfortable enough to share why they chose that object and share that with people. So I'd like to just thank everyone for being involved, because without that we simply wouldn't have a project.
And it without you and Louise and all the other guys, none of this would be necessary really. So it's been a big achievement, and thanks very much for inviting us to it.
No, you're very welcome.
Yes, thank you. I think I would just like to say thank you. And this big thank you for just being brave, for people being brave to sit. I don't like having my photograph taken. So for somebody to sit down in front of me, it takes a lot of bravery, and I'm really, really grateful that so many people did that and shared their stories. And thank you for having me and Jeanine to talk about it today as well. It's been wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say thank you for you two today, Louise and Jeanine. It's really nice podcast today. It's really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.